Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So I got my man Dan here today with me. After we did the video on this racket here, I handed it off to Dan, and yeah, what were your exact words, Dan? Rackets weren't meant to be looked at.
Well, the question was, should we throw it up on the wall or should we string it and use it? And a lot of your commentators said, play with it. That's what they're meant for. And I tend to agree. The problem was the grommets were so fragile. They were just crumbling. And so I found a bottom grommet from something else that fit close enough. So we can string that and use it.
All right. Well, stay tuned. Hey, Coach Chris.
Hey.
You string tennis rackets?
That's right.
We'll make a little extra cash.
Sure.
You know, with Direct Tennis, you can be the official stringer of your own neighborhood. You can set the distance, you can set the meeting place, and you can set the timing.
So I can string on a street corner?
You can set your own place. It's all at Direct Tennis, where they put players with stringers and stringers with players. Check them out at directtennis.online. Link is below. All right, so here's the funny thing, Dan. You spent all this time, like you even.
I tried to make some grommets.
Yeah, that's why I trust this guy to do everything he can to make something work, especially with tennis rackets. So he found a piece down here from a different racket. You were going to mold some grommets for me because you knew as soon as we started stringing it that this would just start falling apart. I even warned you of that. We tried hardening it, which, what happened?
It was still too brittle.
Okay. And then we tried softening it, which didn't work either.
Yeah.
It's just too old and too brittle. It was literally like a potato chip. It was just any kind of pressure would snap it. So I was gonna string it myself until my friend Matt, who gave me these, who actually, so here's the funny story. I was at my dentist, Dr. Kirby Yee, who played at Cal, and he was doing a teeth cleaning for me. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, those Donnays." And I'm like, "Donnays?" I'm like, "Yeah, Matt gave me some Donnays. Those are mine." And I'm like, "Oh crap, they were yours." And so we were talking, and somehow Kirby's wound up to Matt, wound up to me. Somehow.
Wow.
And then, so I'm not sure why it wound up to me, maybe just so that we can do this video. But during the time of me doing this video about to string it, Matt actually said, "I got one for you, strung." And I'm like, "Good, you saved me the work." But in the time that he handed it to me, Dan, while working on it, bought his own.
eBay, $15.
$15. Now, what did you discover off of that?
So what was interesting is they found some bottom grommets that fit. They used a 2 and a 2. And then the rest of the grommets look like they're just sort of cobbled together. So someone spent, a good deal of time just kind of making it work a little bit Frankenstein, but it obviously worked. They clearly knew what they were doing. It's a one-piece string job, and it feels pretty good.
Okay, so here's the other thing though. You have a L light 5, light 5/8,
yeah,
and then the one when I got strung, and I didn't have to do the work, thank God. That Matt strung for us is a M5, medium 5, versus a light 5. Now we brought the scale here. The light is 364, And then the M was
Medium was 390.
390. Wow. All right. Well, since we got them strung, let's test them out. All right, so we just tried them out. I like the M.
I like the L. 390 was a lot.
I like the weight on it a lot. This was I like it. I like it. Now, you found out that you swear there's wood in this thing.
So when I got my used one of the things I noticed is there's a little chip on the frame. I don't know if you can see it. It's right about here. And looking at that chip real close, it's actually wood. And then there's like a layer of carbon fiber and maybe some primer in there coating the wood. So this is basically a carbon coated, they call it graphite, so graphite coated wood racket.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, it didn't feel like it was that flexible though. That's the funny thing.
Very stiff, very stable. It didn't feel like a wood racket.
And then, I don't want to say this can compete with a modern day racket, but
it really feels good.
Yeah.
It's got a nice smooth, firm. It's not harsh at all. It's plenty stiff. It's got good power.
Did you string this?
Nope. This is how it came.
Came like that.
It came like that.
It's like it came with some Prince synthetic gut or some nylon.
I don't know. It's just some old nylon string.
Yeah, and then Matt strung it with, you said this ALU.
ALU power.
Were able to read that.
I could read it.
I thought it played well with the ALU.
Played great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got nice sling, good power,
Yeah.
nice feel.
And the fact that you can put two dramatically different strings in this frame, pretty surprising.
Yeah.
For its day.
I felt like more power here because probably the weight and the string.
And the string.
Yours felt a little deader to me.
Yeah.
A little deader.
A little softer. Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, this was a great play test. Yeah, if you guys see these, like they're rare, you said, right?
You know, I only found one or two on eBay, and I was really surprised. Very very hard to find.
Interesting. Well, if you see these, they're probably not going to go for a whole lot, but if you find one for like, what do you think, $25, $30 or less?
You know, you probably end up paying 50 for one or more.
Okay.
50 or 75 even. You know, this one was 15, but it's not in bad shape.
Yeah.
A couple little dings. It plays well.
All right. Well, guys, check it out. Thank you, my man Dan, for definitely taking a couple weeks.
It's always fun.
And then he bought one.
He always gives me a challenge. I was going to make this my guinea pig.
All right. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.